Hey, how's it going, guys? As requested, today I'll be looking at the AOSON M815 that's available for under $100 on Amazon. It's an 8-inch IPS screen where you won't have any problems with the viewing angles, except when you're outside because it doesn't get too bright. With the 1280 by 800 resolution, videos are nice to watch in HD 720p. The speaker on the back is okay, it's not loud and can get covered with a finger. There's also Bluetooth 4.0 if you wanted to connect to a keyboard, which isn't included, but 8 inches does feel a little too small to use as a 2-in-1. On top is a micro USB port, micro SD card slot, and a headphone jack. On the side is the volume keys, power and reset buttons. There's also front and rear cameras that are tolerable enough to use. The rear camera would be good for taking pictures on notes for class. The back has this sort of smooth plastic finish which feels nice, but you can start to notice fingerprints under some light. It can also be held in one hand. The tablet is packed with a Mediatek MT6752 quad-core processor with a MT6752 GPU and 2 gigs of RAM. I didn't notice any problems with things like browsing the web or typing up a document. With 2 gigs of RAM and Android 7.0, you're able to multitask using the split screen function, and it's good for the most part if you want to write up a paper while watching a YouTube video on the side. You can even have 3 things open at once, but that's where you'll start to notice more of a slowdown. There's a little over 24 gigabytes out of the box with the option to install a micro SD card up to 32 gigs and you can transfer apps to it. Gaming is so-so on here. You won't have a problem with playing most 2D games. You'll start to notice more frame rate drops on 3D games, so they won't look as smooth, but they're still playable. High-end 3D games didn't run so smoothly, which is surprising since I've tested out other tablets with similar specs that were able to run games better. But I guess the tablet software may not be as well optimized as I had hoped because they're pretty much unplayable with the low frame rates. One thing I noticed is that the back starts to get really hot to touch on one side after a few minutes of gaming, probably where the CPU is. This can be due to a poor heatsink or a lack of one, but the best way to cool it down is to leave the tablet off for a few minutes. This would be a bit of a safety concern, but a lot of these cheap tablets that I've reviewed in the past have had the same problem, with a few exceptions of course. The battery life on here is good. I was able to get a whole day's use with 3 hours of on-screen time, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours to recharge the tablet. This tablet was actually disappointing from what I had expected. With specs like a MT6752 GPU, 2 gigs of RAM, and a MTK8163 processor, I expected this to run games better because I've tested out tablets with similar specs and less RAM sometimes, and they performed better than what this did. This tablet would still be a decent choice if you're looking for a convenient size for media consumption with the option to multitask. Otherwise, I'd say skip this and hold on to your money a little longer as there are more tablets coming out this year that I'll be checking out pretty soon, so be sure to subscribe to stay updated on that and leave a like if you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.